What makes a Pisces happy? Ironically, weird things like thunderstorms and rainstorms, things that, go on with the weather that ironically causes them to reflect and think and go within. I feel like a Pisces would only understand that. Pisces enjoy solitude, and I don't think that people understand that very much because they can be so social. Pisces also does enjoy being social, especially with people that they love, and they can find friends so easily. It's so easy for a Pisces to find a friend to hang out with. But Pisces definitely need their alone time to go within, to go in their own world, to reflect, to manifest, to do things that kind of recharge them and get them back in touch with themselves, because Pisces also has this thing sometimes where they can take on other people's energies or personalities a bit, so they have to pull back, and that goes back to boundaries and Neptune and illusions and confusions and blah blah blah. That's a whole different astrology video. By the way, subscribe. I'm an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader, so if you want a reading from me, a personal, confidential psychic tarot reading or an astrology birth chart reading, check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. The link to my website's in the description box. It's in the comment section. It's also in the title of this video. But going back to Pisces, they're very social creatures, but they need their alone time. They need their solitude. And, sometimes even if it's too loud or there's too many people at home, and a Pisces feels, still like they're not getting that solitude that they need, even in their room with the door closed, with the house full of people, a Pisces will go out in like nature or something like that, or go on a walk, or go somewhere where they know it's quiet, there's no one around, if there's not that many people around. If there are people around, they mind their business. And Pisces can really be alone. They like their alone time. That's necessary for a Pisces. So if a Pisces spends time alone, don't think it's a bad thing. Don't think they're, depressed. They might be. But most of the time, they just, kind of, need that alone time. They may shut the door, and be in there all day and come out, the next day and be just fine. Pisces love being in their own world. And when I talk about their own world, that can mean a multitude of things, okay? When I talk about a Pisces in their own world, that can be, in their head, their kind of imaginary world that they retreat to when they're alone, maybe when they're watching TV or, whatever the situation is. But Pisces are very creative people, very artistic people. They're ruled by Neptune. Neptune rules the arts, it rules creativity, it rules music. So a lot of Pisces tend to be musicians. Music definitely makes Pisces happy. They're not musicians themselves. They love listening to music. They probably have an eclectic taste in music, or a very specific taste in music. But Pisces also are creators in a lot of ways. They are artists. They express themselves artistically. That makes a Pisces happy, when they can retreat into their own world and create their own world as well. Like I was saying, a Pisces, they're creators, they're creatives, they're artistic, they have a good sense of style as well. So, Pisces can literally turn their home into like their own kind of world, their own kind of oasis, that reflects who they are inside, and can be a really beautiful thing. And when people appreciate that, that makes Pisces really happy. Pisces just like to be appreciated. It goes deeper and beyond what can be seen with the eye with the Pisces. And it's interesting because they're ruled by Neptune, and Neptune rules the connection to the spirit world. So Pisces by nature tend to be very spiritual people, even innately, even if they don't know it. For example, like a Pisces may be very in tune with nature, and Pisces may, go out in nature, have that alone time, and, actually get a lot of insight, from just being in nature. And what they don't know is that's that intuition, that spirit speaking to you and giving you insight. So, they can have little rituals like that too. That makes them happy, and when they can bring someone into those rituals who is very meaningful, because a Pisces is only going to bring you into those very private, solitudinal moments, unless you're trustworthy, unless you're worthy, period, and unless they trust you, and unless they like you as well. And you can appreciate that on a spiritual level, not just this is cool, this is a vibe. No, this is a moment, like this is, nature. This is, intuition. This is like a spiritual experience, for a Pisces. And if you can connect with that too, that makes a Pisces really happy. Because Pisces are very deep people. They see meaning in everything, and when they listen to that and they trust that, and it turns out to be a good thing for them, they receive a blessing, or they stumble upon some new opportunity just by following that intuition, following that insight, following that spiritual guidance. That makes them really happy, because that confirms to them that there's more to this world that we live in that meets the eye, once again reaffirming that innate spirituality that they have. For example, a Pisces may, be worrying about whether or not, they're going to be able to afford school, or afford a rent, or afford this or that. And, they hear something on the radios talking about, I don't know, here's some new ways to start a business, and Pisces sees that as, I should start my own business. And, of course, the business isn't going to take, overnight to be successful. Pisces knows this for the most part, although they're dreamers. Eventually, within a couple months, that business becomes very successful. And by trusting their intuition, their guidance that they got, just from listening to the radio, right? Like, they have a successful business with a good flow of income coming in. And the next thing you know, they're not worrying about bills. They're not worrying about whether or not they can pay this, or whether or not they can do that. And they solve that problem simply by listening to their guidance and trusting their intuition. Now, will a Pisces always trust their intuition or guidance? No, depending on how much that Pisces trusts themselves and is in tune with themselves. But when they take those steps and that bravery and courage to trust the process, to trust their spiritual guidance, to trust that what they think they thought that meant is actually what that meant, and trust that and go with it, that's a Pisces who will eventually learn to trust spirit, to trust their intuition, and will eventually hone their spiritual skills. Now, the thing with that is having the balance between the spiritual and the physical, the real world. Sometimes they can get caught up too much in the spiritual, and that becomes a thing. So learning balance is also part of that process. And when they can have balance like that, that's a really happy Pisces. I hope that makes sense to someone out there. Beautiful things make Pisces happy. Beautiful people make Pisces happy. Beautiful animals, fluffy, cute animals make Pisces happy. Romance makes Pisces happy. Art makes Pisces happy. Good art, makes a Pisces happy. There are so many things that make a Pisces happy that I think other people take for granted, Like Pisces loves animals. They are very much the types of people who are, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people in PETA are Pisces. They can be, very vigilant about, rooting for the underdog, and rooting and standing up for those who are bullied and things like that, because I think, a lot of times Pisces knows how that feels, in some circumstance. So when they're able to stand up for someone they love, whether it's a friend, a family member, their loved one, their partner, all right, their husband, their wife, their brother, their sister, their animal, their dog, their cat, their pet, that makes a Pisces happy, because they know that in that moment, once again, that self-sacrificing nature is coming out, and they're standing for something, They're standing up for someone. Like, that in itself is a spiritual act. It's beautiful. But most importantly, a Pisces that learns to stand up for him or herself is also a happy Pisces. By the way, this is not just for Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, 1st through 12th house, North Node, Chiron, or Vesta. This is for all of those placements, okay? Not just for one specific. So if you have Pisces Sun, This is also for Pisces Moon, Rising, and all other placements in between. I love you guys, Pisces. You guys make me talk in metaphors. You guys make me talk backwards. You guys make me talk around the subject, but somehow it all ends up being tied together. And that kind of accurately explains you, in a way. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment, and share. Make sure you also check out my website, once again, Lamarr Townsend Tarot.com, to purchase your own personal reading from me. I am available for readings, and I would love to read for you. The link to my website is in the description box. It's in the comment section. It's also in the title of this video. Make sure when you purchase your reading, I'll send you a confirmation email within 24 hours, and then within 1 to 3 days or sooner, we will get your reading done as soon as possible. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification whenever I go live or upload a brand new video. Make sure that you also check out my social media pages. My Instagram is at Lamarr Townsend. My Facebook is Lamarr Townsend Tarot. The links to my social media pages are in the description box below. Make sure that you also check out my ebook available on Amazon, Zodiac Signs, Sex Language, written and published by me. Make sure you also check out my singles available on all streaming services: YouTube Music, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, and more. Unblock Me and Forbidden Fruit, more to come. Love and light, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.